They're the most self-serving, self-centered, distrusting, uneducated bunch of idiots I have ever come across in my entire life.
Trying to catch these guys. They said there was more than one. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I think he's dying on us.
Brainwashed kid.
We're still in danger of attack here.
No grenade, no grenade, no grenade.
Now I pretty much know if he doesn't call, something did happen.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna spend a little extra time at this location, over.
That's good stuff. I think it's Russian C4.
Hard Rock 1-2.
Okay, I'll bring it from the south this time. Zero, firing into roof.
During the time of the Taliban, this was a central al-Qaeda base of operations and network. Jalaluddin Haqqani became aligned with the Taliban and the al-Qaeda here in the host area. He was responsible, according to the locals, for significant acts of violence against a number of people here. When things fell apart here and the U.S. was bombing, he went across the border into Pakistan. His family stronghold, the tribal areas, was in the mountains about 35, 40 miles from here. And he still has a very strong base and following up there. He's thought of as a major league terrorist. Headed up in the mountains to an area that consists of some of the home villages of Jalaluddin Haqqani. We've received reports that there are major arms caches up there that are there for the purpose of refitting Taliban and AQ forces. We're going into those valleys to cut the supply routes off, surround the area, go through those villages, seize those caches to prevent the weapons getting in the hands of Taliban or AQ in the future. Definitely ambush alley. This is a combat zone. We're going into an area where people don't like us. Just stay sharp. We're going into Indian country. This is Haqqani's home ground, and this road goes right to his home village. Over. We went into that valley and we went into the village, in the main village, and met initially with the elders and said, hey, this is why we're here and we want to know what's here. We want it turned over to us and we want the people turned over to us. This was definitely some type of a military location originally, I would bet Taliban or Al-Qaeda. Traditionally, people are very compliant to us as we've been on other operations. In this one, they were not compliant. They were resistive. They wouldn't give us any assistance. And so we began searching, and the source had pointed out for us some specific locations to look. You do these here, okay? Look for anything that's hidden. Look for trap floors, all that kind of stuff.
Wait. You get over. Tell him right now, if he's got any of the stuff, give it to us right now, or we're gonna rip apart his house. All right, we go through his house. Tell him, hey, I want him out of this room now.
Move around the building on the other side.
This guy's got a buttload of cash, he's got a couple of grenades. We're gonna spend a little extra time at this location, over.
We'll start looking from here. I can see ammo boxes in a number of different directions, and we're gonna have our work cut out for us, over.
Yeah, this is.
Border pass?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Rich? Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. I think it's Russian C4. It's been sweating, too. Everything in this country sweats.
Oh, lots more.
Oh, mortars. Huh? 82 millimeter mortar.
Okay.
Recoilless rifle.
Yeah, Randy.
This place is full. Yeah, this is a big grab. Things like these Hizb Islami terrorist group identification cards and other documents we're finding. All the ammo, the various weapons. This was clearly an Al-Qaeda terrorist support site. That's absolutely what it was. We found so much stuff that it became very cumbersome to try to deal with. Some of that stuff couldn't be moved and was very unstable. And so we had to blow a lot of that in place. The only safe place to do it was inside one of the underground caves that we found.
Fire in the hole!
When we blew the UXO inside the one tunnel under the main house of Haqqani's, it detonated a neighboring tunnel that we hadn't found, which was full of ordnance, and of course the explosion was horrendous. And it destroyed a good portion of Haqqani's home there, and it destroyed a good portion of a neighboring home which had been occupied by Arab Al-Qaeda fighters as well. Well, that's just the nature of war. Those things happen. We ended up pulling out of there 20 of the large jingle trucks full of weapons and ammunition, and it was a tremendous amount. I can't even begin to count it. We were able to significantly take away a very good support site, and we believe we were able to shut down a transportation network that allowed Al-Qaeda to move through this eastern part of Afghanistan and rest and refit. We have since then been told by our sources that Haqqani is extremely upset. So he doesn't like me, and therefore he would not be at all unhappy if something happened to me. But it really is not a concern, because for as many enemies as I've made, we've made substantially more friends. And because we have so many friends, we've been greatly protected from a lot of the things that could happen to us here.
Our primary goal is to catch bad guys. The more people trust us and the more they appreciate our presence, the less likely they are to turn against us.
But people, not be allowed the but people.
We set something up here, we get a good police force going, and the people feel like they have a voice, they're getting a fair shake from their local government, and the big step here is just getting people comfortable with those that are here to protect them and not rob them, and that's the police. If he has a problem, because even though he's the police, if there's a larger problem, the military, we will come down. But hopefully we can, through the shuras and the taxes we collect once we fix the roads, that he will be a very well-armed and very strong police force.
Jetzt rennen wir es dem auch.
right, we're reviewing the pre-filled out, applications. So we're just going to try and weed out the ones that are not suitable for police work. So this applicant cannot read, nor write, nor drive, but he has had training with Oklishnikov.
Yeah.
See, these are the information that I need to have on these applications. You have to make sure the people who are trying to get the job are qualified for the job. We get these people, we review them, it goes up to Kabul. Kabul says, okay, you have your police force. Once we have find these people, then we can go to the government and say, we have these 38 people, we want to be police officers, and we need 38 uniforms, we need 38 Kalashnikovs, we need 38 badges, and we need the pay for 38 men. Yes, but we have to, this is where you have to start. I think through my interview process, you can usually weed out the lazy, the dumb, and the weak early on. Do they think this is a fair process? Do they feel, the Shurs feel that this is a fair process?
No, sir.
It does not seem fair, or it does seem fair?
I asked, but he said no.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
How are you today, Salam? Could you ask these gentlemen if they knew we wanted to talk to the Shura today? Could you ask these two members of the Shura?
My nemesis, the Shura. They're not elected by anybody. The fact that they've managed to outlive most of their peers makes them Shura, or town elders. They all have a vested interest in one angle or another.
Do you know where the Shura is right now? The members of the yeah. The members?
Did you inform them to come?
Apparently, the Shura didn't get the idea yesterday that we wanted to meet with them. Was it clear to everybody? Okay.
Today is a holy day, Friday.
Yes, I know.
In Afghanistan, nobody work today.
Yes, I know.
This,
But I work every day. Every day.
Yes.
You know why? Because the people are making me crazy.
That has got to be the most frustrating, ridiculous way of spending 2, 3, 4, 5 hours I have ever done. They're the most self-serving, self-centered, distrusting, uneducated bunch of idiots I have ever come across in my entire life. It's unbelievable.
The tribal conflict here is goes back hundreds of years, really deep-seated. And I think we may be slowly but surely breaking it down. Just like everything takes time. So you have to try to just take a deep breath, relax. To work out a simple transaction can take half a day. The city police have authority to arrest people, to tell people when they're breaking the law within the Orgoon Valley. Okay?
Yes.
Now the state police, on the other hand, they can go all through Paktika province.
Saying then if we accept, so these things from them, so then it means that they are higher from us, in ranks.
The argument over who's in charge, they will both be working with each other.
Yes.
You have to learn to work together. It doesn't matter what tribe you're from, okay? Just like Americans. We're from all over the different states, okay? But we still work together. We work for a common goal.
Push up! 2, 3, 4! Attention! Fall ready! Back!
حقیقت خلک خبران د څومره دي د ټول ښه خلک دي ټول د امر تابع خلک دي او ټول اخلاصمن خلک دي.
We are very thankful to our Mike making our force much more stronger than we expect.
Thank you for the kind words. They've done very, very well. I'm very pleased with the effort they've put forth. I'm real happy. The first day I tried to teach them to fall into formation, it looked like the Keystone Cops trying to get away from a hand grenade. Just getting the force organized and working with the leadership was probably the hardest part. It's not a surprise. It is a surprise that I haven't had more foolish, power plays by other elements, the Shura wanting to be more controlling or whatnot. I don't think they realize that when the police force is in operation, that there's not going to be any exceptions. Well, I'm sure I can do this, or I'm a cousin of this person, so I can get away with this. I'm training these guys that the standard will be applied evenly throughout the population.
Shooting! Position! Move!
I thought this was going to be one great big pain in the rear from start to finish. And motivation level is unbelievably high. And it's just turned out better than I could have ever hoped. I'm real happy, and I think it'll make a big difference even after we leave.
Left! High!
Come on! False motivation!
You know, all the bad crap that happens there, it seems like it all gets tied into the Taliban or ex-Taliban people. You know what I mean? But you got there are some guys out there that are just general thugs.
You know, they can drive by and shoot or throw a hand grenade, you know, and not care who else gets hit besides me, you know, the token American out here.
I see a car come speeding up, and I'm like, stop! I go running over there, and this guy speaks pretty good English. He's one of the police guys in town, and he's like, Luke, bomb. I'm like, what are you talking about, bomb? Bomb where?
Say that, boss! Back up!
Guys in town, they said he had several grenades. He actually went to throw one, and he dropped it. He hurt 4 cops plus himself. He may have been after us.
Hey.
We're starting to approach him a little bit, and the police are like, no, he's got more grenades.
Got one arm stretched out in front of him. Right arm's up. The other one's tucked into his gut.
Grab that gun.
He had one hand stretched out over his head, and the other was underneath him. But he kept flopping back and forth, and finally he flopped enough for me to see that he didn't have a grenade.
No, he doesn't have a grenade in his hand. He does not have a grenade in that other hand. Okay, no grenade, no grenade, no grenade, no grenade.
I think I repeated that like 50 times, just to reassure myself, hoping, you know, I saw everything I could see.
No grenade.
And luckily,
no grenade.
I'm gonna pick him up by his clothes and set him on the street.
Mike, he's saying he swears there's a grenade, dude.
All right, back up. I'm gonna pick him up. If anything goes clink, I'm going that way.
Negative.
Clear.
Mike reaches in, pulls him out like a sack of potatoes or whatever. There was nothing. Thank God.
Medic! I think he's dying on us, man. Shrapnel chest.
You know, in the madrasas, you know, hey, it's a martyr. We're gonna be a martyr. I think they should get online and all be martyrs. Well, I mean, you know, we'll do our best to oblige them. You know, shoot.
All right. Darren, I want you to talk to one person at a time. People who witnessed this, who saw the grenades and explosions. Saw this. All right. Ask them, did he throw this? 2 guys. One guy ran that way. Do you know what he looks like?
Go, we gotta go. Just Marco, damn it!
It'll work too. That one.
Listen. All right, come on. No, hey!
Mike and I chased the guy down into a big courtyard, into a warehouse, and he was smoking, but that dude was moving. I let 3 rounds go in the air trying to get the guy to stop.
He thinks this is pretty funny, though, doesn't he?
You had run-ins with the guys in Sarvis, and now you're having them with us. If there's one of those police officers die, he's facing a noose.
See, you have Pakistanis in here. They're not here building schools, building mosques, improving your roads like we are a police force. Yeah, they're here killing you. The bomber's dead. He died of his own wounds.
You're a loser. Brainwashed kid.
My name's Peter Sarvis. I'm 26 years old, born and raised in New York. I'm a corporal here, 77 Foxtrot. It's a petroleum supply specialist. September 11th changed for a lot of people, a lot of things. I was married. I got married September 8th. We both lost some friends in the World Trade Center. I kind of went to my wife and said, hey, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not into my work anymore. At the time, my job was real important to me, but it just wasn't the most important thing. I felt like coming back in the military was probably the most important thing for me to do. I'm sure my wife, if she were standing here next to me and she heard me say this, she'd probably be a little upset. But, if I have to go on one of those forward sites, maybe that'll help me emotionally even more, being that much closer to it, knowing that I'm doing that much more of a part.
I was a little nervous when he told me that he was going someplace else, but on the phone calls, they can't say exactly. He couldn't tell me where he was going. So he wrote me a letter to let me know where he was gonna be. It says, I have to take a 30-day rotation at one of our other sites that is a little more dangerous. Don't worry. Anytime the aircraft come in for refueling, they have the Apache helicopters flying security and shooting pretty much anything that poses a threat. I feel like I have been away from you for an eternity. I'm going insane having only the pictures I brought and an occasional phone call. Things are starting to get busy right now, so I will try to call you tonight when I get off my shift.
You can go ahead and pack your stuff in that second tent right there. That's where the rest of your guys are.
Second one here?
Yep.
Pete is definitely different. He's very passionate about different things. He's the most wonderful person that I've ever met. For him, I try to stay strong because I feel as if I fall apart, Pete will worry about me. And he has enough to worry about over there.
It's a terrible thing to say, but unfortunately everybody has emotions, and just being from New York, seeing what a lot of people went through. Just the revenge is a huge driver for me right now. It's what gets me up in the morning.
It's about 11:20 here, so I'm just waiting for Pete to call because today's his birthday, so I wanted to be able to talk to him and tell him happy birthday.
Yes, I'd like to make a morale call.
This is the kind of stuff that'll piss you off. Now I gotta go back through there because she hung up on me. I'd like to make a morale call.
I've been waiting about 2 hours for him to call.
Good morning. Rotary callers and Anyone requiring assistance with health, morale, and welfare calls, please remain on the line for operator assistance.
I get worried. Thoughts run through my mind. Maybe something happened.
All morale lines are busy. Please call back at a later time.
It's about midnight now, so that means that he won't be calling tonight.
I could probably do something to make the phone lines a little better. That'd be a morale booster.
I think a lot of people would see him as a hero. This is just something that he believes so much in.
I do miss my wife. That I will say. But I think it's going to be a long, hard-fought war. But if there is one Al-Qaeda out there somewhere in the mountains, then our job over here is not done.
I do get upset, and I'll cry, and I'll be upset. But for the most part, I just try to think, okay, every day is one day closer until he does come home.
Profiles from the Frontline will continue in a moment here on ABC.
Review today, we're going to go up into Afghanistan there to support a convoy that's operating in the vicinity of Kabul. So what we're probably going to be doing here is maybe a show of force, hopefully scare away anybody that is thinking about bothering our buddies out.
Today we are going to go up and work just south of Jalalabad, and we're basically going to go up there and be on call, ready and waiting in case somebody on the ground either finds something or if they run into some kind of problem down there. We're right there ready to go.
So this is the money mission here.
Zach and I were squadron mates a few years ago on this ship, actually, in a different squadron. So we've known each other and been roommates for a long time. He's a great guy. He's certainly one of the more senior pilots in the squadron. So it's a pleasure. It's a lot of fun.
We've been told there's some kind of convoy going on south of Kabul. We're going to go up there, maintain an orbit overhead, get in comms with the guy who's actually on the ground down there, and then do whatever he wants us to do. There's been some activity of late of some bad guys poking their heads up and shooting at guys.
I love this airplane. It's a big, sexy beast, and it's a neat piece of gear.
Maybe go in country, help out the guys on the ground. I'd say, for me at least, I could probably start to get a little pumped once the motors are online. I just love flying off the boat.
Austin 08741 hits 29,000.
Hard Rock 1-2. Hard Rock 1-2.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's is your current location over georeference point 1?
I've been passing. I've got an orbit. I've flown over that several times.
What we'd like to do is try to get your eyes, if you could come back over towards the town, and I want to get your eyes on some buildings, see what you can see from your vantage point.
Okay, heading that way.
My name is Tech Sergeant Gary Parks from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm an ETAC from Pope Air Force Base, here with 187 on their last operation in Afghanistan. As an ETAC, Tactical Control Party, we're the guys that actually sit on the ground with the Army and control the airplanes onto the targets. The town of Nazaria
We suspect that one of the guys that we're looking for is in the town, so 2 of the companies are going to go in and start checking the town.
If we get any resistance, well, then we have close air support to bring on whatever bad guys decide to put up a fight. That's affirmative. If you'd like to come around and do another run, call in with direction.
Okay, I'll bring it in from the south this time.
Copy, in from the south. Hey, the F-18 is going to do another run from the south, sir.
There was possibly suspected guards around one of the buildings. So hopefully we'll find something.
The flags down there, they also have towers on them.
Yeah.
That's the building that was guarded.
Those 2 white flags?
Roger.
Also from the communications we've picked up from the locals that there's a possibility of a guy we're looking for. And there's several vehicles, suspected vehicles we're looking for. Some of the high dollar SUVs that are out, Toyota Land Cruiser, the new Mitsubishi, a Toyota Corolla with tinted windows. We're in the middle of nowhere, Afghanistan. And we're looking for a Toyota Corolla with tinted windows. We're checking him out right now, but he's been making too many trips to and from town on that side of town and trying to avoid us. We finally put a blocking position down there and got a chance to stop him.
Okay, is he threatening you guys?
As of right now, we haven't heard anything.
Looked around with my nose. I can't see anything that looks to be a vehicle.
Copy. You ready to copy lat long?
Sure. Here's the valley where those vehicles are supposed to be. That's where I think I saw them earlier, sir, underneath the crosshairs. I see something white right in the middle of that riverbed. It could be about the size of a vehicle, I'm not sure. On the east side, yeah, I see what you're looking at, too.
We'll maintain visual on our part as well. But again, those are 2 possibilities for future targets. We're not search abilities, we're basically patrolling the roads and setting up blocking positions so that they try to escape, they're not going to be able to get out because we'll have guys there to stop them. We've collected up 1 guy of the Hezbollah Islamic group right off the bat, so that's a plus. It's been a good day. It's been a good day for Alpha Company. What I consider a good day because they captured 1 and confiscated a few weapons and brought the airplanes in to let them know we're here.
165, you're heading out of here? Yeah, I think so. That's good work by the boys. 35.
On the flight deck, remain clear of the port catwalk and the foul line. Stand by to recover aircraft. The deck is open.
Group 35 miles, that's got visual. Turn tally up. Left out of target signal group.
On the flight deck, turn forward and heel starboard. Watch your move.
307 has sweep bullseye. Roger, flat bullseye.
Go, lens on, inertial mode, 3.5-degree glide slope, targeting the 3-wire.
Tight interval, tight interval.
It's nice to hear a ground fac or a spec ops guy or somebody on the ground say, hey, thanks a lot, we heard you, come overhead, we appreciate your help, have a good flight back to the boat.
It's a good flight. The convoy we thought we were going to escort when we were up there ended up not needing us, so there were some guys over on the border with Afghanistan, and those guys wanted some air cover, so we got pushed over to them. Another successful mission, though. We go up and make contact with the good guys on the ground and support them if they need it.
This is the USS Salt Lake City. It's a Los Angeles-class fast attack submarine.
My name's Commander Steve Marr. I'm the commanding officer of the USS Salt Lake City. September 11th occurred, and we were asked to deploy early in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. And they said, we need you to go over to the Gulf, and we're going to need you to stay there the whole time.
I worked directly for the battle group commander, the USS Stennis.
We have about 140 crew, of which about 13 guys are officers and the rest enlisted men.
I'm SKSN Dash-Ron Richard. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've been in the Navy for about 1.5 years now. I have 2 sisters, both in the Navy. My sister treated me out to dinner for my 19th birthday, and we got on a conversation about how I was doing at the time. I was flipping burgers to pay the rent, so she came up with the idea that I should join the military. September 11th was a real big eye-opener because life as I know it is being threatened, and I'm just glad I play a major part in stopping whatever they're trying to do. In the submarine world, being qualified means the world. You know, if I don't have a set of dolphins on my chest, I'm a nobody until I get them.
Yeah, every community in the Navy has a insignia to signify their qualifications, and we have our submarine insignia, and that signifies that you are qualified in submarines. You have to know from forward to aft everything there is to know about the submarine. Really, when you get here, you're of no use. As bad as that sounds. So you're a nub.
A nub is a non-useful body.
What I'm doing here is basically shredding trash. You don't want to say like someone from the Taliban getting a hold of our ship's sensitive information and knowing that we were in that area.
I think I would be considered one of the lower men on the totem pole. Just not being qualified makes you different from everybody else on board. And that's why everybody's so pushed to get qualified.
Because of the global war on terrorism and the different objectives, it's much more difficult to train the crew and be ready for the challenges that could face you.
All head standard.
You higher level, online. So you're on the scene
There is nothing more important we do than drilling. It's the closest we come to actual casualties.
I wish we could drill all day, every day, just so when a real casualty occurs, we would know exactly what to do.
This is the captain.
A lot of deficiencies in basic battle dress. Let's go over it one more time, gentlemen.
Okay, what tubes are these right here?
These are torpedo tubes 2 and 4.
2 and 4. Give me a general basic description of the tubes. How long are they?
Well, the torpedo tubes are 21 feet 4 inches long, 21.125 inches in diameter.
When I press the flood button on the weapons launch console, where does that water come from to fill the tubes up with?
Right around here.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
You got your call card? I'm on the last one.
Yep.
Like the next step.
I just finished my final checkout, and my next step is my qualification board.
All right.
After my board, I get the captain to sign my qual card, and I'll be submarine designated.
I heard you're ready to go do some schooling, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sarvis sitting there. Captain, can you give me some questions? I know I can't stump.
Bring a notebook.
To write down all your lookups?
Yeah, Richard told me to bring my notebook.
You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right, Seaman Richard.
Yes, sir.
This is your final qualification board.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and get started, Master Chief.
We don't cut any corners for anyone. We want them to sweat it all the way through.
They sent me outside as they made their decision as to whether or not I passed or failed. And I had like a million things racing through my head. I was praying, and I was determined to get qualified.
Seaman Richard, front and center.
Submarine Qualification Certificate, Storekeeper Seaman Apprentice SS, Dazron Lamont Richard. Having successfully completed the rigorous professional requirements for qualification of submarines, I hereby certify that he is qualified in submarines on board USS Salt Lake City.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Well, you see, I'm now submarine designated. I have now earned my dolphins. Well, I'm now a part of the team, and I'm glad to be a part of the team.
What's your next maneuver answers ahead 2/3?
Seaman Richard amazes me. He was the helmsman for the maneuvering watch. Usually that's a guy that's been on a boat 2 to 3 years. And if you had told me when I took command that your helmsman's going to have 4 months on board this submarine and you're going to make him your helmsman, I told you you're crazy. But he's that good.
Hey, ready for the boat up?
I'm glad he feels that I'm trustworthy enough to drive us in and out of port without having an accident, say hitting another ship or whatever. I was talking to one of my friends, and he had just had his 22nd birthday, and I had my 20th birthday. You know, what did you do for your birthday? You know, I went out, got drunk. So what did you do for your birthday? Well, I drove a $1 billion submarine.
I'm super proud of every one of my guys that gets qualification. But you know, Richard, there's just some guys that just are special in your life. You just attached to him, and he's what's right about this Navy today.
Commander Moore is a great guy. I've never gotten so much praise, and to say it's coming from the commanding officer of a ship, it makes me feel like a better person. It makes me feel all gushy inside. I finally got my fish.